Hello everyone, my name is Mayur Suthar and welcome to my YouTube channel Anybody Can Code. Let's continue with the series of Python. Now Python is an object-oriented programming language and in this tutorial we will see class in Python. So let's open a Python script in a PyCharm code editor. Moreover, please get all Python scripts of tutorials from the GitHub link given in the description. We don't require to import anything from external or internal environment to work with class. It is required to just type a keyword in Python script and it is a class. So here we are going to build our first object. Uh, we are going to use the class keyword that's here you can see in the screen. After class keyword, we are going to give the name of that class. The class name is here is a user. Now I'm using the pass. I will record the instance later. Now I'm going to run the script here. So here, okay, here I have added anything. Okay. So here my first print statement where I have passed in the print function is the class itself. And here I can see what is this, the class. It is a class. Now after that, in every class is a kind of a database table. So every class will have multiple instances, multiple properties like user. So users having a first name, last name, age, gender, experience, qualification, etc. So how we can record that one in with the class? So first, this is the simple method. First, I'm going to use the class itself, user. Following the class, there is a dot, and after that, I'm going to give a instance is a first name, and after first name, that is a variable, and with that variable, I'm going to assign a value is a Mayur. It's a myself. Second time, I'm using the class dot last name, creating another variable. So last name, I'm going to assign the value is a Suthar. Now I'm going to print one by one. Print first time I'm using the print function and pass in the users, that is our class. First name is an instance, so I'm going to print that one. And here we can see the result. The result is whatever the value we have assigned to the variable, it is here. Now this is the very basic of the class. People are not using while writing the software in the simple methods. Now we are going to see how the industries are using it. So it is here. So here I have created one class. The class name is employees. Now after employees, there is a function. The function is going to define the properties. Like first, earlier we have, I'm going to minimize it. Okay, earlier we have defined in a separate line, like first is a class dot instance and give the value. But here is like we are going to create one class reusability, and we are going to reuse the class. So we don't need to write down again and again user dot first name, user dot first name, user dot first name, and we are going to create the next object. Okay. So here we have created one class name is employees. Now we are going to use the one function, the inbuilt function def in it, that initialize self. Now self itself employees, the class that we are going to create. Now we are going to assign the values self. We are going to create the attributes. So first self dot first name. Here is a hard coded name that I will explain it later. Second self dot last name, here is also hard coded value that I'm going to explain later. Now after creating the class like this, how we can use it? So first we are going to give anything, we are going to create a variable. Like here is employee1, that can be anything like the name Tom, Robin, etc. Now after that, that variable I'm going to assign a class. Okay, so here we are not asking anything to give, we are not going to ask any parameter to the class. So that's why here is we are going to assign just a class and parenthesis. After that, we are going to print employee one, that is our variable employee one. So it has a first name, employee one has a last name as well. Now we are going to print and see the outcome. And here we can see it has printed the first name Mayur, second last name Sudha. That is working very well. So this is the way we are going to write down a class that we can reuse multiple times. This is still cannot use multiple times, so that's we are going to see in the next. So here I hope you understand this one. So I'm going to command it out and go to the next line. It is here. Here I have assigned the class, created the class name is employees. I'm going to minimize this one as well. Okay, so here I have created a class name is employees. The same previously we have seen we have to use that in it function, that means initialize self itself class name. First parameter is self is itself a class name. Now second parameter we can ask the input from the database creator or users or anything, whether it's an API or whatever we are doing. So here I have assigned the first name, last name, and salary. That means whenever the users is going to create a record for the employee class, they need to give three values. Now, how we are going to save into the object? So first is self.firstName is equal to first name that coming from the input. Self.lastName is equal to last name that coming from the input. Self.salary is equal to salary that coming from the user's input. Okay, this is the attribute. We are creating the attribute of the class. So each every object has some attributes like such as car. Car has wheels, its type, its brand, etc. Those all are attributes. Okay. So here we have created the attribute for employees: first name, last name, and salary. Okay. After that, here is another customized function that called method. Okay. And here is we have created one function that's called method. We want to calculate something. We want to do something. It is not the attribute, but we want to calculate on base of the attributes. Okay, so it is here. So here I'm keeping the expected salary. What is the employee's expected salary? So here is I'm going to return the value self salary. That means the salary input of the employee, and the factor that we want to increase is 0.5, or we can straight away write down 1.5. It is pretty fine. Another method I have created, I want to print down all the information of the employee. So here is the name is first self dot first name, family name is self dot last name, and salary is salary. Okay, now we are going to create our first object. Here is employee one. Now employee one can be anything. You can give the name of the employee or whatever you want. After that, we are going to use the employee class that we have created. Now inside the class, we have to give the parameter that we have defined it here: the first name, last name, and salary. So that I have written here: first name is Mayur, last name is Sutar, and salary is at 10,000. After that, I'm going to print one by one. Employee, that is our variable, that is our record. Employee dot first name, print employee one dot last name, print employee one dot salary, print employee one dot expected, that is our function. And another thing I can print more, print employee one dot all employee. Okay, now I'm going to hit the run button and see the outcome. Yes, that is working correct. So we have printed first employee first name, employee last name, employee salary, employee's expected salary, and here is all info of the employee. That is like my name is Mayur, family name is Suthar, and salary is 10,000. Okay, that's great. So it is working very well. So here we don't need to assign the attributes and method again and again. We have to write down the code that we can reuse again and again. So here I have created one employee. Another way I can create another employee by just copy paste and change it to 2. Instead of Mayur, I can say that ABC. You can write down anything, whatever you want, and 20,000. And here I can just change 1 to 2, and I will see the all the info of the employee 2. I'm going to print and see the outcome. Yeah, here we can see ABC XYZ 20,000, 30,000. Name is ABC, family name is XYZ, and salary is 20. So in this way, we can create, we can write down the code block class that we can reuse for the multiple time to create the multiple objects. Okay, great. So that's all for the today. Hope you enjoyed the session and see you in the next one. Bye bye.